So, I guess most people here have some connection with the Vedic culture. Veda means knowledge. So every soul, self-manifest, perfect knowledge, that is called Veda. So there is no difference between the Veda in me, the Veda in you, and ultimately the Veda in the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Knowledge is one, not two. But in some persons that Veda fully manifest, in others it is covered. But by sadhusang, all can realize that truth by association with saintly persons. So one may say, if the truth is in me, why do I need the scriptures? Why do I need the Vedas? Because the problem is now our inherent knowledge is covered. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says that knowledge, that divya gyan, that transcendental knowledge in the heart of every soul, that is covered by lust. Krishna says lust, hey, sit down. Krishna says lust, the eternal enemy of the soul, which burns like fire and never satisfied. No matter how much oil you put on the fire, always more and more. So our lust for money, our lust for sense enjoyment, to please these senses, lust for women, lust for man, lust for power, this desire to exploit nature, material nature, this is the cause of our knowledge becoming covered. So by help of the external Veda, the scriptures, we can realize our own internal truth. But the Vedic scriptures are like an ocean. Okay, nice sound coming out. The Vedic scriptures are like an ocean. Inside that ocean are many crocodiles, many sharks, many stingrays. Bhagavad Gita, Krishna himself. And who is Krishna? In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Vedanta Krit Veda Krit Deva Chaham. Krishna says, I am the speaker of the Veda. I am the goal of the Veda. And by Veda, all the Vedas, only I am understood. So Krishna is the speaker, the goal, and the subject matter of the Veda. And Krishna himself says, Vedya Triguna Visayam. Nice Trinabhav Yogi Arjuna. Krishna says to Arjuna, Arjuna, mostly the Vedas deal with materialistic topics. Krishna himself says. Like in the forest of Gayana, people mining gold. Maybe 1 gram of gold and 1,000 kilos of dirt. So who can find the true essence of the Veda, the true meaning? Ordinary person cannot. The Vedas deal with all type of subject matter. Astronomy, astrology, what you call medicine, Ayurveda, dance and music, Sangeet Veda. All different branches of knowledge are there in the Vedic scriptures. Grammar, poetry. How to fulfill many desires. If you want a good wife, perform this. Do this aradhana. Perform this austerity. If you want good children, do this. If you want a good wife, do this. If you want wealth, if you want fame, do this, do this. If you want a long life, do this. So most people, even they come to the Vedic scriptures, their material desires pull them to the external portions of the Vedas. Understand, sir? What's your name? Muhammad. Wow, special guest tonight. Thank you for coming. But all scriptures have that. Scriptures, mostly very few people, are interested in pure service to God, to Bhagavan. Therefore, most people, even they come to some scripture, some religion, they just choose some external portions which fulfill their material desires. So Vedavyas, he is called the literary incarnation of God. Vedavyas compiled the Mahabharata, the 18 main Puranas, 108 Upanishads, the Vedanta Sutra. All these were compiled by Vyasadeva. Rig, Atha, Samur, Sama and Yajurveda. So despite compiling all these Vedic scriptures, Vyas was still not satisfied. And he could not understand why I'm not satisfied. He could not understand also, I have done so much. That time he met his spiritual master Narad Muni. And Narad Muni instructed him, Nayad vachas chittavanam hariyaso jagat pavitram bhaganarthakarichit. Narad Muni said, there are two types of person in this world. Okay, anyway, people watching online can't hear anything. The golden touch of Shankar. So this Srimad Bhagavatam is like the fruit of all the Vedas. This book we will hear from tonight. Krishna Bhakti Rasa Sarup Sri Bhagavad. This Srimad Bhagavatam have no topics of liberation, mystic power, no topics of material enjoyment, elevation to the temporary celestial heavenly planets. Adavante cha cha mande cha hari sarvatra gita. In this Bhagavatam, the beginning, middle and end is only one topic. Service to Krishna. There is no other topic. Devo nigama kalpataro galatam phalam sukha mukad amrita dramita samitam. If all the Vedic scriptures are like a tree, this Srimad Bhagavatam is like the fruit. Often it's said, if you lick the mango tree, if you lick the papaya tree, no taste is there. So the taste of the tree is not in the tree, the taste of the tree is in the fruit. So if one studies all the Vedic scriptures but does not hear this 18,000 verse Srimad Bhagavatam, it's considered his all study of the scriptures are like useless. So it's very nice, many people have come. Probably this is the biggest crowd since COVID happened, so thank you. Any deaths, the management does not take responsibility. So tonight, we'll hear chapter 13 of the 10th canto of the Bhagavad Purana. So, just like a circus travels from one city to another city to another city. And all the paraphernalia for the circus, all the clowns, all the elephants, all the hippopotamuses, all the monkeys, all the singers, everyone travel together. So this material creation, there are billions and trillions of universes. And Krishna is visiting each universe just like a circus, a traveling road show. When Krishna appears in one universe, he appears with all his eternally liberated associates. In simple language, when God comes, he does not come alone, he comes with his family, his eternal associates. Like we go on holiday, we don't go alone, we take mother, father, grandmother, everyone. So Krishna travels from one universe. When he disappears from one universe, the next second he is appearing in another universe, in another universe, in another universe. That means in one day of the Creator, Lord Brahma, Krishna appears one time in one universe. How long he appears for? 12 years in Vrindavan, 17 years in Dwarka, and some say 17 years in Mathura, and 125 years in Dwarka. Guru Maharaj gives the example, if you take a stick or a sparkler, you know sparkler on fireworks night? If you spin it round fast, it looks like an unbroken ring of fire. So Krishna from one universe to the next, to the next, to the next, in a continuous flow. And why he comes to this material world? It said, Krishna is very merciful, very kind. We have forgotten him, but he never forgets us. So how would we know of Krishna if he never came to this world? So Krishna says, Yasyaham anugrasya, out of mercy for the devotees, I appear. And Shrutva Yantarobhare, those who hear about me, their minds become attached to me. So in simple language, topics of Krishna are the only medicine for the disease of material existence. This medicine is very sweet. This medicine don't take by mouth, no need any vaccination. This medicine we take by ears. So yat sanga labdam nijavai javai babam mahu samspriyasyatham himanasam. By hearing, drinking these pastimes of Krishna through the ears, then the heart becomes purified. And purified heart, that will become attached to Krishna. Just like if you have iron, but that iron is covered by rust, iron will not be attracted to the magnet. But when the iron is pure, then the magnet and iron attract each other. So when the heart is purified by hearing about Krishna's name, form, qualities and activities, then that purified heart becomes absorbed in him. Then one can come to the platform of constant remembrance of Krishna. And what would you, if you're always thinking about Krishna day and night? What will happen to you at the time of death? What will you think of? You'll think of him. And Krishna says, Yam yam vapi svalam bhavam chatatanti kalevalam tam tam evaisasti kuntiya samatad bhava bhavita. What you think of at the time of death, Arjuna, you achieve that destination without doubt. So, Krishna's pastimes are not mythological. If you go in the Oxford Dictionary, you find Krishna, mythological figure. But if you go in the Oxford Dictionary, it doesn't say Muhammad, mythological figure, or Jesus Christ, mythological figure. But Krishna, mythological figure. So much this world is unkind to him. But this is not surprising, because this material world is made for forgetfulness of Krishna. Why God made the material creation? For those souls who have no interest in serving him, they come here. So this material world in Sanskrit is called Durga, Durga Dham. Durga means prison house. So it's not surprising the prisoners are against the government. The criminals are against. So all souls in this world have some disinclination for Krishna's service. Maybe many people in the audience thinking, why I came? I already wasted 20 minutes. Many other things I could be doing. So Saraswati Thakur said, there is only one lacking in this world. That is the lacking of topics of Krishna. It's a very nice thing many people have come tonight to hear something. Understand or not understand, something's going in. Many times, especially in the beginning, we sit in spiritual life, can't understand anything. Guys wearing funny clothes, got a funny haircut, speaking many things I never heard before. So many people are unable to understand, they leave. But don't worry. Just like if you run through an incense factory, when you come out the other side, something will be there. Some fragrance will be there, definitely. So don't think this is time wasted. Bhagavatam says the sun takes away the lifespan of everyone as it rises day by day. Except that person who hears about Krishna. I mean, that person cannot be touched by time. That person becomes deathless. Means they realize the soul, and the soul never dies. Okay, so Krishna's pastimes, two types. Okay, I won't give too much information, but if we could walk away with this from this class with one understanding. Krishna's activities, two types. Those always in the spiritual world, that is called the uppercut lila. In simple language, what's God doing now? And the souls who have achieved perfection are now with Him. What are they doing now? If we don't know, we can never go there. Many people think, well, nice. Many flowers from heaven. Many people think, no, we cannot know that here. When we die, then we'll understand everything. But that's foolish. Like you don't go to the American embassy and get a visa. What happens when you go to the airport? Get lost. Everything has to be achieved before the time of death. So that is the human form of life. What is God doing? What does God look like? What's He doing? The perfect souls, how are they serving Him? Unless we hear, we can have no conception. Then you'll have no idea what I do in the kingdom of God, then you'll never go there. So human form of life is meant for this purpose, to hear, to get some conception. What does it mean, love of God? What does it mean, service to God? Many people think service to God means in this world, feed the poor, look after the orphans, feed the dogs, feed the cats, give some charity, help the Syrians, help the people from Yemen, now help Ukraine. People think this is service to God, some like charity work in this world. But the problem in the spiritual world, there's no one to help there. Right? So only mundane charity cannot be pure and perfect love of God. Because in heaven there's no one to help like that. Everyone has full stomachs in that spiritual world. So we should try to get some conception here. What does it mean, love of God? What does it mean, service to God? Because we cannot know with our own material mind and senses. Krishna comes to this world and shows us. So what's Krishna always doing in the spiritual world? Golok, Vrindavan, Brahma, Swetatdweep, Vaikunta, many names it has. That is called uppercut lila. Okay? You can get one tattoo on this arm. Uppercut lila. That means what Krishna is doing there. And when Krishna comes to this world, this is called prakat lila. Unmanifest, manifest. No? Uppercut and prakat. There's a little difference between there and here. Small differences. In the spiritual world, Krishna is eternally 16 years old. There is no baby form of Krishna, no childhood form of Krishna. That is only here in this world. Why Krishna is doing human-like pastimes, Nadavat Lila in Sanskrit. Nadavat tu Lila Kaivalya Prayojanam, Vedanta Sutra says. The goal is to enter the human-like pastimes of Krishna. God is not a human, but He is human-like. Therefore Quran also says, Ya inalaha mensurahim. Right, Muhammad? Did you study your Quran at school? Not really. Ya inalaha mensura. Allah, Koda, made man as if looking in a mirror, it says. So man has form, God also has form. But His form is not material. The Bible says God made man in His own image and likeness. That means what? God also had 2 hands, 2 legs. Human-like form. Not human. Human-like. There's a difference between the form of God and our form. Certain scriptures like Quran and the Bible forbid the worship of matter. I mean, you cannot imagine a form of God and worship that. That will be wrong. But descriptions of the transcendental form of the Supreme Lord, which are given in the scriptures, why not accept that? Thank you, baby. Okay. So, anyway, cannot describe everything in half an hour. So in the spiritual world, Krishna was always 16 years old. If you go to google.com, Google search, you put in Krishna, millions and millions of forms of Krishna, pictures of Krishna are there. But there's no picture of old Krishna with white hair, Krishna with big stomach, Krishna with walking stick, Krishna with glasses, Krishna with false teeth. No. Always 16 years old, 15 years, 8 months, 15 days old, the eternal age of the Supreme Lord. Even though He's the most ancient person, He's always youthful, always fresh. So He is the all-pervading person. He's the omniscient, all-knowing person. He is the original person. All persons, other persons made in His image. So He is all-pervading, but He also has a form. And so when He comes in this world, He performs His pastimes, His activities. Why? Then we can know how to serve Him. So Krishna has His eternal day. We call that the Nitya Lila. God's day is eternal. Because in the spiritual world there is no time, because time is a material thing. Past, present, future. These are the 3 divisions of material time. But in the spiritual world, there is no division because there is no time. There is only eternal, present tense. So, every day Krishna, like we have our activities, every day Krishna has His activities. But there's a world of difference between our activities and His activities. Our activities are hard struggle for material existence. No? Wake up, we don't want to go to work. Right, Muhammad? Who wants to go to work? No one. We're forced to. We have to pay bills. Many things we have to do. But Krishna is not like that. Because He is not forced to do anything. Everything He does is because He's too much happy, too much blissful. Some people think if God had no desire, that means He will not do any activities. Like Buddhism. Buddhism believes in a state of perfection, there's no action. No? Like a deep sleep. But this is not real happiness. No? Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says, why does a drunk man dance, for example? Because he feels too much happy. No other reason. So in the same way, why Krishna is doing activities? Because too much happy, too much blissful. He has no duties to perform. God means no responsibility, no duty. Many times we think, what's God doing? He's watching us. Come on. God has much better things to do than watch us. Our lives are so boring, we spend most of it looking at someone else's life on the television. So Krishna's activities, they are a manifestation of His own bliss. Therefore, they're called Lila, not Cardamom. Lila. Lila means ecstasy, happiness, ananda. So what's He doing? Nothing. He is only enjoying. There was a Muslim king, Akbar. You must have heard of him. Famous. Towards the end of the Mughal dynasty. So he asked the Hindus, I want to see some presentation of Hindu theology. What's your conception? So all the pundits became busy. They made a Ganesh, they made a Shankar, they made a Vishnu. They made many, many deities, they call. And Akbar was looking at all of them. And when he came before the deity of Krishna, he said, this must be God. I like this conception of God. Why? He's not doing anything. He has no responsibilities, no headache, no burden. What's he doing? He is only enjoying. Like Vishnu has many Vishnu have to create. Brahma have to manage the universe. Shiva have to destroy, do many things. But Krishna, what's he doing? Playing flute, dancing with the gopis, stealing butter, laughing and joking. He has no responsibilities. There's one atheistic theologian, philosopher, his name was Nish. He said, I will only believe in a God who dances. So it's a shame he could not hear about Krishna. So Krishna had his day, his eternal day. So every day, Krishna goes with millions and millions of cows. All these cows have completely spiritual forms, just like him. Like Krishna, there's no difference between his body and his soul, because he has a spiritual form, a spiritual body. So in the spiritual world, everything has a spiritual form. The trees, the rivers, the mountains, the cows, the birds, the humans, everyone. There's no difference between their body and their soul, because they're liberated from material forms. And this world is like a shadow. Like you see the shadow of my hand, the shadow also have 5 fingers. Why? Because the original have 5 fingers. So whatever you see in the material creation, it must be there in the Creator. That means in the spiritual world there's also mango trees. There's also banana trees. There's guavas. There's coconuts. There's birds, rivers, mountains, fish, everything. But in the spiritual world, everything has no creation, no beginning, no end. Everything there is full of perfect knowledge, perfect bliss. There is no touch of time. There is no earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence, false ego. Everything there is Suddha Sattva Vasudeva Sattva. In the spiritual, everything is made of pure Visuddha Sattva. Visuddha Sattva means pure spiritual existence. And when Krishna comes to this world, he brings that with him. Someone may think that's impossible. How could the Supreme Lord manifest the spiritual world here? But for him, nothing is possible, impossible. The king, the president of Guyana, may visit the jail. Maybe a foolish person don't even know this is the king or this is the president. The president goes into the jail, but he's not a prisoner. He's liberated, he's free. In the same way, Krishna can bring his pastimes to this material world and completely be unaffected by the material environment, like lotus flower. Lotus flower sits in water, but the lotus flower never becomes wet. The swan is always in the water, but you never see a wet swan. He remains untouched by the environment. Spider lives in the web, his own web, but he never becomes captured by it. So even spider, lotus flower, swan have this power. Why the Supreme Lord will not have the same power and more? So every day Krishna has his day, his lila. So what's God doing now? When I first met devotees, one man said to me, what's God doing now? I said, that's impossible. How could anyone know that? He said, read Bhagavatam. I remember, read. Then you can know what's God doing. So anyway, some luck, good luck, this Bhagavatam could touch us. This is the only scripture which describes these things. Don't mind, in Quran also, There's no clear description what God is doing in the spiritual world. And the liberated souls who go there, what exactly they're doing, there is no clear description. In Bible also, there is no clear description of these things. If we want pure, perfect information, we'll have to come to this Srimad Bhagavatam. So every day, Krishna wakes up, he takes his bath, full descriptions are there, so many servants giving him toothbrush, combing his hair, putting aguru smoke in his hair so his hair smells very nice. The servants do his hair up, sometimes in a bun, sometimes in different styles, different dresses, different ornaments. He takes lunch, breakfast, I guess you say. And then every day he goes cow grazing. No? With millions and millions of transcendental wish-fulfilling cows called Kamadevas. Krishna plays his flute. Those cows so intoxicated. They love Krishna like mothers. When they see Krishna, milk automatically flows from their breast. All the trees, when they see Krishna, they become ecstatic, they weep. Honey. And when Krishna walks past them, they bring their branches down to offer him all fruits, all flowers. So in the spiritual world there is perfect harmony because everyone and everything is working for one goal, Krishna's happiness. So in the spiritual world there is no envy, no hatred, no lust. Not like here. Here everyone's in competition. What's your business, Muhammad? Huh? You work with criminals. For criminals. You're a lawyer. Oh my God. But how much envy in the legal world? How much envy? So dog eat dog. My father was a lawyer. Hope he's not listening. Actually, my stepmother was watching. She was also a lawyer. Dog eat dog. So much envy. In one firm, all the partners trying to get a bigger share of the slice, kick out the junior partners. Everyone has envy in this world. Best Buy hardware in competition with the guy down the road. One man in competition for another man over money, over some woman, over some prestige. Everyone in envy with everyone because everyone is full of lust. So this world is full of conflict, disharmony, and duality. But Golok Vrindavan, there is only unity because everyone working for one goal. How Krishna can be pleased, how Krishna can be happy. So, anyway, we want to get on to the main topic because we'll just speak and how much we understand, we'll understand. No? So, every day, Krishna goes with millions of friends, millions of cows. Nanda Kinkarod Brahmana Srayamiva Mahabhaga Yasodava Mahabhaga Papo Yasyastanamari. Who can understand the good fortune of all these gopis and gopis? They all feel Krishna is my son. So each gopi, she makes some lunch package, not for her own children, for Krishna. When you go to the forest, give this to Krishna, they say. So Krishna is surrounded by millions of friends, millions of cows, they go cow grazing. Each boy has his lunchbox. So one day the friends all came to one forest called Bandiravan. We're inviting everyone every year. Please come to Vrindavan for Parikram. But nobody ever comes. Gadyendra, I've not seen you for about 15 years. Why you stop coming? Huh? Many people think Gurudev's not there, why bother going? But Gurudev always in Vrindavan. So every year we invite people, but every year no one comes. But still we should try. So Bandiravan, one of the 12 main forests of Vrindavan. So there is also one huge banyan tree, Bandiravat. So Krishna and his friends come there. All the cows keep eating grass. And Krishna and his friends sit and take lunch. So here is some description. Krishna said, I think we should take our lunch here. Atra Bhokt Avyam Asanabi. We should take our lunch here. We are very hungry and it's late. The calves can drink water and eat grass here. So all the friends accepting Krishna's proposal, they put Krishna in the middle and they surrounded him in many circles, just like a lotus. In the middle is the, what you call, I forget in English, the middle of the lotus, stamen they call it. Stamen, I forget, there's another word. In Parikarp they also call it. The center of a lotus. So the center of a lotus is Krishna, and millions of friends sit around him taking lunch. But how astonishing is Krishna's potency. Each boy thinks Krishna is just taking lunch with me because he loves me the best. Every boy thinks like that. There is no shortage of Krishna there. So the boys get various, like here in Guyana, everyone takes on the lotus leaf, right? So in Vrindavan also, it's many leaves, flowers they collect. No? Some boys make plates out of some rocks. You can see plates made of stone. No? And they begin unpacking their lunches and eating with great happiness. No? Like the whirl of a lotus flower surrounded by petals, Krishna sat in the middle, surrounded by millions and millions of his friends. Every friend was thinking Krishna will look towards me. In this way they enjoyed lunch in the forest. The boys would take a bite. Oh Krishna, this one is very good. And they would push in his mouth. Then Krishna would also take from his lunchbox. Oh yes, this one is nice. In this way they would exchange foodstuffs. So Lord Brahma, you've heard of Lord Brahma, Muhammad? Right. In Hinduism he's considered the secondary creator of the universe. Therefore in Sanskrit, the universe is called Brahmanda. The egg of Lord Brahma, because the universe is like this shaped. So Brahma, he is the first Brahmana. He is the first created being in the universe. Lord Vishnu, he came from the navel of Lord Vishnu. Lord Brahma is also the first recipient of the Vedic scriptures. Therefore Brahma is called Adi Guru, Adi Kavaye. So he has such a great position. He's number one in the universe. Number one. In many places they paint Lord Brahma with a beard. But Brahma never has any beard, no white hair. Because he's a Deva. Devas have no old age, not like us. So Brahma was in the topmost planet. He was watching what Krishna's doing. Sometimes the boys would say, oh Krishna, close your eyes. What pakora is this? And instead of putting pakora in his mouth, they would put a flower. Then Krishna would say to his friend Madhumangal, Madhumangal, I have very nice pakora. Like some, what you call, cauliflower pakora. Then Krishna would take out the cauliflower pakora and put in some chili. Madhumangal, take this one. Then Madhumangal will abide, and it was so much burning. And all friends were too much laughing. So Lord Brahma was watching. In every planetary system, there's some worship of God going on. We shouldn't think worship is only for the humans. So on Brahma's planet, that is called Satyalok. Brahmalok, some call it Satyalok. He worships Parameshwara by yajna. So on the planet of Brahma, everyone there lives for millions of years. Perfect pronunciation of the Sanskrit syllables. Right? There is no filth and pollution like on the earth planet. So everyone is very pure. They chant mantras and they offer oblations of ghee into the yajna. They believe Vishnu eats by yajna. The one name of Vishnu is Yajneshwar. So with thousands of hands, the Mahapurush accepts these offerings of Lord Brahma, but most of the time they cannot see him accepting the offering. So Brahma was watching this, the friends of Krishna, throwing pakoras across here. Open Subal, throwing pakoras 10 meters and Krishna catching, and all boys clapping. Exchanging food, this one's very nice, take this one is good. And Brahma was watching this. And Brahma became bewildered. This is God? How this can be God? God means perfect mantra. Then he accepts. But these boys, because in winter time it's quite cold there in Vrindavan, no guarantee everyone's taking bath every day also because it's quite cold. And these boys went like village, low-class villages, how they're speaking. Like here in, I noticed in Guyana, two types of English. One type of English they speak to me, and one type of English they speak amongst themselves. So in the city is two types of language. So these boys also speaking very low-class language, like villages. So Brahma was watching all this, and he became bewildered. Who is Krishna? Is he really the Supreme Personality of Godhead? Or is he a villager, and a low-class villager at that? He became bewildered, confused. Because Gram Vadi Svachastatam, all Krishna's activities like a villager. So Brahma, some people say Brahma became bewildered, some say Brahma wanted to see some of Krishna's Aishwarya, Krishna's power. So while Krishna and his friends were joking and laughing, eating, ha ha he he, the calves went into the distance, small calves, because this time Krishna's only 6 or 7 years old, very small. So while all the calves went into the distance, then Brahma stole them all. Then the boys became worried, we cannot see the calves. Then Krishna said, you stay here, I will find them. And Krishna was in the middle of lunch, so he took his lunch in his hand, rice and yogurt. Guru Maharaj said, and different pickles. Here's mango, here is lemon, here is chutney, some other chili, something, what do you call here, pepper. 4 or 5 different chutneys in left hand and eating like that. They say in India, only 2 animals eat standing, 3 animals eat standing up. Donkey, dog and cow. So in India it's considered very bad manners to walk and eat. And especially Krishna using his left hand as a plate. Everyone knows what you do with your left hand. So Krishna walking, eating, with his left hand, some pickles here, chutney here. Krishna said to the boys, you finish, I'll find the calves. So when Krishna went to find the calves, then Brahma took the chance and stole all the boys as well. He thought Krishna have no cows, Krishna have no boys. What he'll do? Nothing. So Krishna came back. For a moment he thought, I cannot find the calves. Worse than that, I cannot find my friends. What will happen? How will I go home? What will I say to my parents? What will I say to the parents of my friends? If you're young, did you ever lose something? When I was like maybe 8, I stole my parents' tennis rackets. And we went up to the high school, we were playing against the wall, and somehow we forgot them, no? And how much we were afraid because Dad will kill us. We knew, he'll kill us. So we had so much fear. We'll run away, we'll go somewhere, we'll become orphans, because too much fear to go back. So Krishna, also, for one moment, he also appeared like that. Where are my friends? Where are my calves? What happened? Maybe even some tears are coming. Then Brahma watching this. This is Bhagavan, he thought. And Brahma went back to his own planet. So even though Krishna is sometimes acting like an ordinary person, but he's always omniscient. Hey, what's he doing with his phone? Come on man, turn the phone off. Half an hour. Hear something. So God means everything. Everything must be in Him. So omniscience, the power to know everyone and everything is in Him. But also the power of mugdata, of being bewildered, must also be in Him. If both things are not in Him, He cannot be complete. Like in Islam, they say name of God is Allah. Allah means the greatest. But being the greatest is only one feature of God. What about being the smallest? That is also one feature. So God means the sum total, all qualities can be in Him. So for a moment He appeared like an ordinary person. Where are my friends? Where He began to cry. But next minute he thought carefully, Lord Brahma is doing games with me. So what did Krishna do? He laughed, and without any effort, Krishna from his own body, he manifested a whole new set of cows and a whole new set of boys. Each exactly the same as the original. Each boy's voice was the same, his outfit was the same, everything. In other words, Krishna himself became the millions and millions of boys and millions of calves. Why? Because in Vrindavan there are so many ladies, middle-aged ladies like him. They love Krishna like a son, but inside they had strong desire. I want to not just love Krishna like a son, I want Krishna to be my own son. I could feed my breast milk to him like a real mother. So to fulfill the desire of all the older ladies, in 1 second Krishna became all these millions and millions of boys. Means Krishna himself became those boys. They came home, all boys went home, this was now Krishna, and all the mothers, they took Krishna on their lap, they bathed him, they fed him, they gave him breast milk, and this was Krishna drinking all this and enjoying all this. Also the cows. All cows love Krishna like mother. That's why in civilized society, no one kills the cow, because cow is mother. 7 mothers we have: own mother, stepmother, cow, Mother Earth, the nurse, the queen, the wife of a Brahmin. 7 mothers in the Vedas. So cow is one mother. We drink her milk. How can we kill our own mother? No. Actually, want to hear an amazing story, Mohammed? You will like this. There was one boy who was in our ashram in India, and he was huge, not fat, but huge. He was only 17, 18, beautiful, handsome, everybody liked him. He could sing like an angel, amazing, play music, everything. So he broke his neck, he became a quadriplegic. No feeling, elbow here. Terrible accident. So after many years of being with us in India, he had to go back to America. And in the place where he was born was Hawaii. So his house had some cows. And those cows had been in the family since he was a child. And there was one old cow, many, many years, no milk, no babies, nothing. And when he came home from India, he was like a stick, and his neck was, everything about him was like destroyed. And when the cow saw him, this old cow began giving milk again. Because she thought, this boy is like my son. Funny, amazing story. So all the cows, they felt Krishna is my son, but they had desire. I don't want to feel that Krishna is just my son. I want Krishna to actually be my son and drink my milk directly. So to fulfill the desires of all the cows, Krishna became the millions and millions of calves. And what he did, he went home after cow grazing and he drank the udders of millions and millions of mothers. Not only that, there were many young girls, small girls. And Krishna was so handsome, all the young girls had a desire. I want Krishna as my husband. I want to marry him, no one else. So how can millions and millions of girls marry one Krishna? So Krishna just made himself into millions and millions of boys. So even though some of the girls were very small, Purnamasi made an announcement. Now is a very great astrological period to marry. Where's Shankar? Where's he hiding? Shankar, when are you going to get married? Can't be the playboy forever. Huh? Look for some good time and get married. I'm telling him this for many years. Shankar, come on, enough's enough. So Purnamasi announced, now is great time to be married. Super auspicious time. So everyone just get married now. So all the hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of young girls, who do they marry? All these boys. Who are these boys? Krishna himself. So how tricky is Krishna? In English we say, kill many birds with one stone. So Krishna, by one activity, he fulfilled the desire of everyone. as well as confuse Lord Brahma. So all this went on for 1 year, and nobody knew anything. Even Balaram, Krishna's older brother in first expansion, even Balaram didn't know anything which was happening. He had no idea. Because Krishna does not want you to know, you cannot know. So, after 1 year, all this was going on. Then one day, the boys were down the bottom with the calves, the small cows. They could like practice cow grazing, because small children. And the cowherd men with the big cows were on top of one hill of Govardhan. So generally, when a cow gives birth to the calf, but when she gives birth to a next calf, she forgets about the first one, right? So remember, where's Vishnu? What's his name? What's your name of your brother again? Vanamali. When Vanamali was born, he was number one. Then Shankar came, and everyone forgot about Vanamali, and Shankar got all the attention. This is nature. Everyone likes the small child most. But when the cows on top of Govardhan, when they saw these cows were now 1 year old, so these were already grown up cows. But when the cows on top of the hill saw these 1 year old calves, they began running downhill. Cows never run downhill. It's very hard for them. And the cowherd men tried to stop them, but the cows jumped over them and ran down the hill 100 miles an hour. The cowherd men tried to stop them, could not stop them. Then they become very angry. They were running behind. So when the big cows came to the little calves, they began licking them again and again, like mad. And the cows were drinking all this milk. The men came running down. They were very angry, but as soon as they saw their sons, their hearts melted. They forgot everything. They embraced their sons with tears in their eyes. So Balaram was watching all of this. Balaram. And he goes, what is this? I cannot understand what's happening with it. Before, everyone only loved Krishna. But now I see the same love they give to Krishna, they're giving to their own calves and to these boys. How is this possible? Balaram became confused. No? Then Krishna smiled and showed him what happened. Oh, I am doing this. Then Balaram, really, Krishna, you are too much greedy. One mother not enough. You want millions and millions of mothers. You know, half a liter of milk not enough. You want millions and millions of liters from all these cows, all these gopis. So Balaram saw and Balaram laughed like this. Only after 1 year he could understand what was happening. So meanwhile, let me explain, like an insect on earth. An insect lives 24 hours. But 24 hours for the insect is like 100 years for him. He experienced it like 100 years. Like our lifetime, we experience 100 years, no? But our lifetime is very short compared to the lifetime of the demigods. So Brahma went to his planet, and when he got to his planet, he went to go in the front door. The security guard kicked him out. Get lost. What do you mean get lost? You don't know who I am? I am Brahma. Then the guard took a stick and gave him a crack. No, we know who you are. Inside is our real master, Lord Brahma. He warned us, be careful. There's a fake Brahma. He looked like me. He's trying to come in, but kick him out. So Brahma was kicked out of his own planet. Then Brahma thought, who can kick me out of my planet? Who has more power, mystic power than me? Then he realized, Krishna. Krishna took my form. He went in there and he's captured my place, and I have no place to go. What have I done? I have made great offense, great mistake. So he came back to Earth planet. So for Brahma, coming and going, take 1 minute, 2 minutes. But this 1 or 2 minutes for Brahma was 1 year on the Earth planet. So Brahmaji came and he saw, what? All Krishna's friends are there, all his calves are there. Where have they come from? I have not created this. This is not my creation. Then Brahma went to the place where he kept the originals. He saw they are still there. This other set of boys and calves, where it come from? I have not created it. Then next minute, all these boys, all these calves, all showed their form as Vishnu. Why Vishnu? Because Vishnu is one form that Brahma can understand, because Brahma came from Vishnu. So Krishna showed him that form. Millions and millions of forms of Vishnu. And each form of Vishnu like a million suns, effulgent and powerful. So when Brahma saw these millions and millions of forms, unlimited potencies, he became bewildered, his senses became flooded, overpowered, and he fell unconscious. After some time he woke up, and what did he see? Again, Krishna, with yogurt and rice in his hands, moving. Oh my boys, oh my calves, where are you? Next minute. Then Brahma realized, I am so much foolish. I'm like a frog, there's a story. There was one frog, and he found a 1 rupee coin. Then he became so puffed up. I am the richest frog in the world. So he had this 1 rupee coin and he was walking around like this. Then all the other frogs said, okay brother, you are a special frog, but be careful. 5 o'clock all the elephants come for bathing. So you better move out of the way. Then 1 rupee frog, he became proud. He sat in the middle of the path. Without my permission, these elephants will not do anything. So the elephants were coming, he was abusing them, get off my path. But elephants not heard anything and finished him. So Brahma said, I'm like that. What is my mystic power? I'm like a, what do you call these fire, what do you call fireflies? What do you call them at night? What do you call them here? Huh? Candle fly. Anyway, firefly we also call them. I'm like a firefly, right? And Krishna is like the sun. And I tried to show him my power, my mystic position. I tried to bewilder him. So Brahma's pride was crushed. And what he prayed, this is called Brahmastuti. Very sweet prayers, full of so much knowledge, so much understanding. And remember, Brahma first received the Vedic scriptures from the Supreme Lord. So what he prays, this is more than any Veda, because direct knowledge unmixed with any other type of material desire or any other material goal. So, Brahma got up from the ground. Again and again he bowed. Again and again he stood up and bowed and prayed to Krishna. And what did he pray? No mijjate abruvapase tatitambaraya. Let me find it. No midite abruvapase tatitambaraya. Gunjavatamsa paripachala sanmukaya. Vanye vraje kevara vetra vasana venu lakshma shriya midupati pasupankajaya. He prays to Krishna's form. Many people say God has no form. Just like many owls say there is no sun, I've never seen the sun. Why? Because in daytime all owls doing what? Closing eyes. Owls hiding in the inside of trees or in their caves. I've never seen the sun. We have not seen the form of God, but you cannot say there is no form of God. This entire creation have form. Then form must also be present in the Creator. There's a relation between cause and effect. Otherwise there's something here which is not in God. That means God will be incomplete. So when the scriptures describe God as formless, it means he has no material form. But the scriptures never always describe the transcendental form of the Supreme Lord. So what does he look like? No mijjate avruvamase tatitambaraya. Last night we came home a bit late. One drunk guy, he came to us. Remember? Who was there? He was saying, why God's blue? Why your God be blue? So God is not blue. He's dark, like a rain cloud. No midite vapruva means he's dark like rain cloud. When rain cloud comes full of nectar, full of cool water, fresh water, how he look? That is Krishna's complexion. Ganasham. Ganasham. Not black, not blue, somewhere in the middle there. Very sweet. So what's he doing? I pray to that form. No midite abravapasetetambarai. In your hat, around your neck, you wear a flower garland, some decorations of gunja berries. Krishna dressed very simply because village, like in the village. You have peacock feather in your hand, a flute, because Krishna eating, where he keep the flute? He tucked the flute into his belt, and he's eating this rice and yogurt with the chilies here and there. So, no midite abruvase tadambaraya. I pray to you. Pasupankajaya, this one name of Shiva, Pasupanka, but also a name of Krishna. Pasupankajaya means leader of the cowherd community. Who is that? Nanda Maharaj, and Krishna is his son. Your transcendental body is dark like a new cloud. Your yellow garment is like lightning. And the beauty of your face is enhanced by gunja earrings. You have gunja here? Gunja is a little red berry with black on the top. If you go on Google, you can see it, gunja. Krishna wear earrings of just gunja berries. Very simple. And your face is like a lotus. You have peacock feather on your head. You wear garlands of different forest flowers and leaves. You stand with a stick for herding the cows, a flute, and you stand with food in your hand. Asyapi deva vapusa mad anugrahasya. Oh Krishna, you give me so much mercy, I am now able to see you face to face. Swecha mayasya nantu bhuta mayasya. No one can estimate this potency of your form. No, that's our problem. When we hear God has a body, God has a form, we use material logic. And what do we think? Form means all bodies have a beginning, all bodies have a cause, all bodies are limited to one place, one time, one circumstance. God means unlimited, that means God has no body. This is material logic. Krishna's body have unlimited power, unlimited potencies. Like when Krishna was a baby, he ate some dirt, and the friends told Madhya Soda, Krishna Matikai, Krishna ate some dirt. Then mother came running, did you eat dirt? And what did baby Krishna say? But he ate dirt, he's lying. I ate dirt. But he don't want his mother to see dirt. Otherwise he'd get a beating. So when mother said, you are lying, open your mouth, then Krishna did not want his mother to see the dirt. And what Krishna wants, that will happen. What did she see in the mouth? Shankar, what she saw? Not one universe, all the universes, millions and millions of universes. All time, all space, all direction, all swabhav, all acquired nature, karma, all the devas, all the creation, all oceans, mountains, all planetary systems. She saw herself looking in Krishna's mouth, So we cannot say, if God have a form, we are limiting him. No, that form is unlimited. Brahma said, no one can estimate the potency of this transcendental body of yours. Because we have body, our body can only be in one place at one time, but Krishna's body can be in every place at every time. Because Krishna is both localized in one place, yet simultaneously he can also be all-pervading. This is God. What's impossible is easily accomplished by him. So don't make the mistake of thinking if God has a form, we are limiting him. Brahma says, don't make that mistake. No one can estimate the potency of this mid-sized human-like form you possess. No. And you have given me so much mercy, now I am seeing you directly. I think this form exists just to please the devotees. I cannot understand your personal form, even though my mind is fully withdrawn from all material subject matter. If I cannot understand you, how can the materialists understand you? Jnane prayasam udipasya namanteva jivanti satmukaratam baladiyavatam stane stita shrutikatam tanovatmanobir jiprayaso ajita jitostapastais triloka. Famous verse of Brahma. Prabhupada said, don't try to understand Krishna. Just love him. Because how big is our brain, right? How big is a brain? Anyone know? If you cut open and you take it out, how much does it weigh? I've heard 2 pounds. Right. Maybe Venezuelans and Americans less, I don't know. Everyone think, guy in his brain, that'll be big. But Trinidad, probably a little smaller. Everyone think their brain. But how big is the brain? How much? Any doctors out there? Any doctors? How much does a brain weigh? Who has Google on them? Look on the phone, Google. How much a brain weighs? Okay, 800 grams, 900 grams. And brain is 90% water, 93% water. So how much our brain weighs, really? Like a chickpea. And with a small material mind, we'll understand something which is unlimited. Huh? 3 pounds, I was right. Anyway, 90% water, then how much is left? And with a tiny material brain and tiny material intelligence, we'll understand something which is unlimited. That is impossible. So our big problem is we're always speculating. God's probably like this, maybe he's like this, I think he's like that, I think it's this. So Brahma said, give this up and just hear from the authority. Who is the authority? The Guru in disciplic succession. So who gives up mental speculation, who gives up guesswork, and just hears from authority, while remaining in their position, Gurudev would say. Many people think if I become a devotee of Krishna, I have to change many things. True, some things you have to change. No more chicken, right? No more beer, no more coffee. These things have to change. But outside, nothing have to change. Gurudev said, if you're married, be married, stay married. If you're a businessman, stay business. Devotion does not mean to change any external position. Like Arjuna. Arjuna wanted to give up everything and become a beggar and go to the forest and not fight. Krishna said, you cannot avoid your duties. One should remain in his position. But remember me, think of me. So devotion means whatever you're doing, do that. No need to change, but hear about Krishna. Gurudev would say, what donation pleases me the most? Donate to me your ears, he would say. Give me your ears. Just hear about Krishna. So Jnane Prasam, who gives up so much guessing, speculation. I think, maybe it could be, maybe it's like, no. Just hear from authority. Remaining in your position. So one who serves topics of Krishna by body, mind and words, he can control Krishna. Imagine. How do we serve Krishna by body, mind and words? For example, body. All of you have come from, maybe you walked, maybe you drove. This means now you're using your body to serve topics of Krishna because you came here. Then once you're in the lecture, you have to stay awake. Many people in the back going out of consciousness. So serve Krishna by body means sit, pay attention, hear. Body, mind, what you hear, think about. When you go home, think, what did I hear? What questions come up? Any question I'll ask next time. This means what you heard, you're thinking about. And words. Words mean what you hear, speak to others. This means to serve the topics of Krishna by body, mind and words. For example, this house, the people who are hosting this program, they had to spend their money, they had to like cooking. What you cook today, Madam? What's there for prasad? Huh? He doesn't know it because his mum did everything. Huh? Name one thing. Puri we brought. Halwa, okay, halwa. But anyway, they use their wealth, they use their house, they use their family members. So we can also use all these things to serve topics of Krishna. So Brahma said, one who serves topics of Krishna like this, giving up all speculation and guesswork, that person can catch Krishna. That person can control Krishna just by hearing. You know? So, Shriya Shritim Bhakti Udasya Tevagu Kleshantiti Kevala Bodha Labdaya. Like in old days, Guyana grows so much rice, right? In old days, they would thresh the rice. What are those machines called here? Any guys from the old generation? What do you call these machines? Huh? That's these days. In the old days? Huh? To thresh the rice. Huh? Butter stick. Okay, in India they're called denki. No, many different designs, but the idea you hit it and the rice separate from the chaff. You throw the chaff and eat the rice. So this is a lot of work. I don't know, I never did. I just go to Best Buys and buy there the parboiled rice. But it's a lot of work to separate this. So Brahma says, one who gives up bhakti yoga, what we are doing, bhakti yoga. Bhakti yoga in Sanskrit, bhaj dhatu. Bhaj means to serve. This is the yoga of serving God. How? By ears we hear about Him, by tongue we chant His name, by mind we think about Him, by hand we cook and clean in the temple, by nose the flowers offered to Krishna, the incense offered to Krishna we can smell. What else? Legs to walk to the lecture. Bhakti yoga means the yoga of everything we have joining to Krishna by service. My body, my mind and words, whatever I have, I use this for Krishna's service. This is called Bhakti yoga. So Brahma says, one who gives up Bhakti yoga and tries to realize it, this is like a person who takes the husks of rice and what do you call it? Butt stick. You butt stick for 100 years, what do you get? Only blisters. No result. So Brahma says, one who gives up your chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, who gives up kirtan for some other process, is like a person who beats batu stick, the husk of rice. What he gets? Nothing, only hard work. So many prayers he prays here. So what can I say? Time is not there so much. Tatenu kampam sishumikshamano munjane vatma kripam vipadam Rigva vapubi vidadam namaste jivityo mukti padasadayabak. Famous verse. Gurudev would say, who doesn't know this verse is not my disciple. Gopal, you know this verse? Okay, you better learn it quick. Gurudev would say, who don't know this verse, they cannot say they're my follower, my disciple. So much important verse. No? This world is full of problems. This world is full of suffering. Anytime something bad can come to us. Like today, Shane Warne died. Right? Why he spent his whole life drinking beer and chasing women. And then they wonder why he had a heart attack at only 52 years old. But anyway, so much he had power, so much respect, so much fame. And one second gone. So, Brahma said, this world is full of suffering. But what should we do? You just tolerate this suffering. Because suffering is also temporary. Our problem is when happiness comes, we become mad. And when misery comes, we also become mad. But happiness and suffering are like waves on an ocean. Like summer and winter. Coming and going. So instead of wasting our whole time trying to get happiness and trying to avoid suffering, which never works anyway. No, Gurudev would say, no one plans how to suffer. No one. No one's planning, how can I get misery? But it comes automatically. In the same way, why should you try very hard for happiness? It will come automatically. So one who ignores this misery, who tolerates it, but still with body, mind and words, they continue your devotion. That person is eligible for liberation. Very beautiful words. Our problem is when some misery comes, we go mad. We use all our energy, how to make things good again, how. But this world is like that. So instead of wasting all our energy to change this world, just change yourself. How change this? Change yourself. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram. Our problem is too much enjoyment comes, we forget Krishna. Like if Muhammad doesn't gamble. You gamble, you buy lottery tickets? You're too smart for that. But just say you did, and you won lottery. Would you come tonight? No way. I won! 500 million Guyana! Hey! Well, if Vanamali won lottery, his program would have been cancelled yesterday. Too much enjoyment, too much success, too much money, too much fame, we forget Krishna, we forget God. And too much misery, too much suffering, poverty, someone steals from us, the government finds our secret tax returns, then we also forget everything. So in happiness and distress, who just remains equipoised, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, and remains steady in their practices, that person can get liberation. That person is eligible for liberation. So, many, many beautiful things he prays. Who am I, Brahma says? Who am I? Kwaham tamamahad aham kwa cha agni vabu. I'm 7 times the length of my hand. Okay, you do that? 7 times. A dwarf, 7 times the length of his hand. Shakil Anil, 7 times the length of his hand. So Brahma says, who am I? I'm in a tiny universe, which is like a pot. I'm a small person, 7 times the length of my hand. I have a material body made of earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence, false ego. Who am I? And who are you? You are so unlimited, the universes. Right? So many universes. How they come? When Vishnu breathes out, millions of universes go into creation. And when he breathes in, millions of universes are destroyed. They enter again into his body. So Brahma said, who am I? And who are you? Oh Krishna, please don't take offense. No, I am your child. No, because Brahma is the son of Lord Vishnu. So Brahma very clever. He says, when the baby kicks in the mother's womb, does the mother go, hey, stop it? When the baby kicks against the mother's womb, mother not take offense. So I am your son, your child, and my attempts to defeat you are like the child's kicking. So please don't take offense to me. No? So, Narayana's Tvam Nahi Sarvanehino. Oh Krishna, are you not the original Narayan? The original Vishnu, the source of Narayan, the source of Vishnu? You are the soul of the soul. You are the soul of creation. You are also the soul of every soul. No? Indeed, Lord Narayan is your expansion. Lord Vishnu is your expansion. You are the original Vishnu. Anyway, many, many things he prays. So finally, when Brahma was praying all these things, Krishna not looking at him too much. Krishna looking here and there. So Brahma thinking, my prayers not touch him. Because Krishna not paying any attention. So he thought deeply, how can I catch Krishna's heart, even just for a second? So he prays, oh Lord, wait. 1 minute. Atapiti deva padambuja dvaya. Oh Krishna, if one gets even a drop of your mercy, he can understand you. Tadastu me nad saburi bhagya. Bhavatra vanyatra naturiskam vanyata. Yena ham ekopi bhavajjananam bhutva nisheva tavapada pallavam. Aho atidanyam brajagoramanya stanamrita pitam apiti mudham. No? Atitam yasam vibhu vatsa atma apnajam yat trityate dyati tachalam adavaha. Aho bhagyam nanda gopa brajasi nanda gopa brajayosikam yangmitam paramanandam brahma purna brahma sanatana. These three verses, Brahma churned his intelligence to try to somehow catch Krishna's attention. Tad astu me nad saburi bhagya. Oh Lord, if you give mercy to me, then I hope in this life or in next life, somehow I can take birth somewhere here in this Vrindavan. Our mistake is, Rasapriya, we're thinking Vrindavan is a very bad place, but Gayana is very nice. Sita is thinking, if my daughter stay with me here, she'll be good, but if she goes to Vrindavan, she'll be spoiled. Sita, don't think like this. Lord Brahma, what position is Lord Brahma? Top of the universe, and he's praying, if Krishna give mercy to me, I can take birth anywhere in Vrindavan as a stick, as an insect, or even a stone. No? Tadastu me nad saburi bhago bhavatra vanyatra tuva teriskam. No? I may be counted as one of your devotees. I may take birth anywhere here in Vrindavan as a stick, as an insect, as a plant. No? Why? Eko pi bhavajananam bhutva niseva tavapada palam. If I can somehow be born here in Vrindavan, somehow live here, no? Then I can be under the guidance of one of your devotees. Which devotee? Brahmaji not say her name. But which devotee is this? Radharani. Brahma not say her name. Brahma think I'm not qualified to say her name. So indirectly he said, no? Let's see. I may be counted as a devotee of your devotee. Means I can be under the guidance of Radharani, if Krishna gives so much mercy. Therefore Radharani is known as Vrindavaneshwari. She is the presiding goddess of all Vrindavan. She is the guru of all Vrindavan. So, have you been to Vrindavan, sir? What's your name? In the chair? What's your name? Bobby. Have you been to Vrindavan? Why not? Huh? Come. No, don't lie to me. This is lying. I remember Vrindavan, but I've never gone. Come on.
No, I said maybe in my mind.
Ah, no. Okay, that's better than nothing. Can do that. If you cannot live in Vrindavan, you can remember Vrindavan. But don't cheat and say, I'm remembering so I don't have to go. So if you go to Vrindavan, everyone chants what? Radhe Radhe. Radhe Radhe. Radhe Radhe bole sab Krishna bole koi. In Vrindavan, dal dal patra patra Radhe Radhe koi. What does everyone chant? Rasapriya in Vrindavan? Radhe Radhe. No one chants Krishna Krishna. You know, if I get Radharani's mercy, easily I get Krishna's service. So Brahma prays, little indirectly, but he prays. Some feeling is there for Radharani. So aho iti danyam brajagauramanya stanam ritapitam ati iti muda. All these Brijavasis, all these cows, all these gopis, so fortunate. Aho iti danya, aho ati danya. Danya means fortune. Aho ati danya. They have so much good fortune. Why? Braja Gauramanya. Braj Gauramanya. Ramanya means these young ladies. Go means cows, gopis, gops. So all these cows, all these gopis, all these cowherd boys, gops, they have so much good fortune. Why? Stana Mrita Pitam Ati Buddha. They are so fortunate because Krishna, you are drinking their milk of all these cows and ladies. So who can imagine the good fortune of these ladies? Krishna, I think you find more happiness drinking their milk than you find in hearing all these prayers of the Vedas. So Brahma also admit, my prayer also not so much power to attract you. But when Brahma began glorifying the gopis, Radharani, then Krishna, little listening what he's saying, and finally he prayed, Aho Bhagyo, Nanda Gopa Bhajashikam. How fortunate is Nanda Baba, the Gops and Gopis. Why? Puramananda Parabrahma Puna Brahma Sanatana. The absolute truth, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, has become their friend. So Brahma, he prayed like that. Tadburi Bhagyam Iha Janma Kim Api Atavya Yogo Kalapi Katamangri Rajobhishekam Yastu Jivatvam Tunikilam Bhagavan Makundas Tvat Adyapi Padaroji Sutim Bridjameva. He said, if I could be fortunate next life, I could take birth in Vrindavan using it as a rock. Guru Maharaj says, which rock? In India, still you see today, they're called the untouchables. Why? Because always they're cleaning. Now people have flush toilets. But old days, no. Everyone would pass stool and urine in some pot and some poor guy would, have to clean that. That's why they're called the untouchables. Because always, dirt and garbage and stuff like that. So Guru Maharaj would say, after all day of cleaning Vrindavan, they come home. And before they go in their house, because their bare feet, their feet are covered with all bad things, they scrape their feet on one rock. Like, I guess in America they have pumas, they stone and they rub, a bit like that. So when they come home, they clean their feet on one rock. So Brahma says, I hope next life I can be that rock. Because these Brijvasis, for them, Krishna is everything for them. How can I get their mercy? Like, if we see a great person, we touch their feet. So Brahma is thinking, how can I get their mercy, their foot dust? If next life I take birth as a rock, and when they come, they clean their feet, they step on my head, I can get their mercy. Then I can understand how to love Krishna. Why? This love of Krishna which they have, Shruti vi Vijrameva. Even the Vedas are searching, where is that love of Krishna, but cannot find. No? So, my dear Krishna, until people become your devotees, your servants, their houses are like prisons. And the affectionate feelings they have for their family members, these are like chains. So Brahma prayed like that. There are some people who say, I know everything about Krishna. Brahma said, I do pranam, because that is quite impossible. No? As far as I am concerned, Krishna, your power, your opulence, your position is completely beyond my understanding. My dear Krishna, I humbly now beg permission to leave. I'm sorry I came and did all this disturbance. No? You are the knower and seer of everything. You are the Lord of the entire universe. Still, I offer my one universe to you. Whatever I have, I give to you. No? So, until this mood comes, this world will be like a prison. Because we think this is mine, this is mine, this is mine. But actually everything belongs to Krishna. So when we see like with that vision, in this world have no more bondage for us. So Brahma prayed like that, and he left. Having thus offered his prayers, Brahma circumambulated around Krishna 3 times and bowed down to him, then returned to his own abode at the top of the universe. After granting Brahma permission to leave, No. So Guru Maharaj would say, what happened? There were 3 sets of calves and boys. The original set, Sita, they're Krishna's eternal associates. Brahma cannot even see them. How will he steal them? So to bewilder Brahma, they disappeared. Yogamaya made them disappear into the dust. Then Krishna made a false set. And that false set of cows and boys, that was stolen by Brahma. Then Krishna from his own body manifested a 3rd set. So this is Krishna's mystic potencies. No? Although the boys and calves had spent 1 year in mystic slumber, they had been covered by Krishna's personal energy. They considered that 1 year like 1 second. They could not understand anything had happened. In this way, there was no obstacle for Krishna's pastimes. The cowherd boys, when Krishna came back, they said, even though 1 year had passed, they said, Krishna, you came back so quickly. We could not eat anything without you here. So come, take lunch with us. Come here and take your meal with us without distraction. So the boys thought 1 second had gone, but actually 1 year. This whole Yogamaya, the Leela Shakti was arranging everything. No? And Krishna's pastimes continued unchecked. So, little difficult subject matter because many new persons are here. So sometimes it's quite difficult to explain everything in an understandable fashion. So if any mistake, that is my mistake in my presentation. No? So, Hare Krishna. Okay, so try to hear about Krishna. If you cannot hear, take books. Why are we not bringing any books? Oh, we did bring some books, thank God. Gurudev has like 80 titles and we only bring 4 or 5. But I heard Rasapriya ordered a mountain of books from India. So try things we can do which can help us. Try and be vegetarians. Muhammad, possible? Vegetarian? Of course it's possible. I know many Muslims who are vegetarian. Huh? Coffee is a stimulant. It agitates the brain and the senses. And you can't think properly, can't meditate properly because mind is going crazy. It increases blood pressure, heartbeat. It's not good for health. Huh? Should not take. Should not take. Yes. Devotees don't drink Coca-Cola. Tea, coffee, cigarettes, alcohol, all these things we don't take. Okay, so everyone try and be vegetarian. Muhammad, no excuse. I know many Muslims who are vegetarians, many. These are good qualities, compassion and mercy to everyone. These are universal religious principles, not just for one religion. Okay. Are there any questions from the audience? Any questions from the people? So try and be vegetarians. Okay. Not so hard. If it has a face, don't eat it. It's not so hard to do. We have a temple in Bladen Hall. Every Sunday we have a public program. If you cannot take some book, start to read. Most importantly, start to chant. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Jai Jai Sri Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram This microphone is too close to the drum. You can only hear the drum, can't hear the chanting. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Come, Vanamali, you do the arti? Huh? Who? Who? Okay, chalo.